Hi everyone, it's Michelle from the Colorado Wolf and Wildlife Center, and this is going to be our weekly wolf talk. So I know it's kind of windy out today, so we're going to do that voiceover thing again so you can just enjoy videos of the wolves and listen to a story. So a lot of people know that we've been around here for about 32 years now. However, we haven't really told the story of how the center got started on any of our wolf talks yet. So next week we'll definitely go back into some updates about the wild wolves and everything. But today I really want to tell you the story, hi Luna, of how the Colorado Wolf and Wildlife Center got started 32 years ago in 1993. So back in 1993, our founder Darlene moved out here to Colorado, and to start to get to know people in the community and know more about the community, she decided that she would do what she loved the most, and that was volunteer with animals. So that brought her to our local animal shelter. Now back in the day, it was unfortunately a kill shelter. Thankfully, they no longer are. So her job at the shelter was to take the dogs that only had one day left down to adoption events in Colorado Springs. And while doing one of those adoption events one day, she realized that she had forgotten some water bowls. So she went into the back room of the shelter, and that's when she met a beautiful wolf dog named Shinook. Now, she decided that she was going to take Shinook to the adoption event, but just at that moment, the animal control officer walked in and told her that she was not able to because, unfortunately, wolf dogs are not able to be adopted out by shelters. So she was set to be euthanized. Now, of course, Darlene, being the big animal lover she is, she was not going to let that happen. And so she made a deal with the animal control officer to allow her to rescue the dog if she was able to get those 3 animals that she had adopted out. So, of course, that was a whole lot of pressure on her. However, she did make it down to Colorado Springs, and over the day, after a lot of stress and worry, she was actually able to get all 3 of those dogs adopted out, including a German Shepherd that barked all of the time, who went home with a trucker who was very excited to have a guard dog. So after she arrived back at the shelter, Darlene was able to take that beautiful wolf dog named Shinook home with her, and that was the catalyst to starting the Wolf Hybrid Rescue Center. So what many people might not realize is that when Darlene was little, her biggest fear in the world was actually wolves. However, Shinook taught her a lot, and through her passion for rescuing Shinook and creating the Wolf Hybrid Rescue Center, she grew into a very important voice for wolves in the wild and throughout the world. So over time, we did evolve into what is now known as the Colorado Wolf and Wildlife Center. So there was a lot to this story. We don't have time to go into all of it, but unfortunately, the Wolf Hybrid Rescue Center, which was founded in 1993, did get burned down in the Hayman fire back in the early 2000s. Now, at the time, that was Colorado's largest fire, but we were able to evacuate all the animals, including a chicken. And now we are here in beautiful Divide, Colorado, with our 70 acres. We are now Association of Zoos and Aquariums certified, which is a very, very high honor. And so that means that we are held to the same standards as those large zoos that you might be familiar with, like the San Diego Zoo. Now, because we are AZA certified, that means that we can actually house endangered species like the American red wolf, which only has 16 left in the wild, or the Mexican wolf, which is only at 286 in the wild. Now, we are part of what is called the Saving Animals from Extinction program, which means that we are able to go ahead and participate in breeding programs for those guys, even though we do not actually breed here at the center, but those animals can still participate through donating their genetic material to U.S. Fish and Wildlife Service for artificial insemination elsewhere. Now, we are also certified by the USDA, so that means we can also house other species like our coyotes, our red foxes, and animals like that. And then also, because of our AZA certification, we can house other endangered species like our swift foxes, Loki and Nebula, who are part of the Species Survival Program or Species Survival Plan, which allows them to be bred here at the center and hopefully repopulate some of those populations in human care. So over the last 32 years, this has kind of turned into a big movement. So it went from a one-woman show up into this big center that has a full staff. We have volunteers, We do public tours and lots of education and outreach. Darlene is currently writing a book. It is close to being finished, which will detail her entire story in so many more details than I could ever possibly explain here on our video today. But we are open to the public Tuesday through Sunday. We do hold multiple tours a day, and our focus is education now. So our tours do focus on education, and it's not just about the biology of gray wolves and what's going on with them currently, but we also focus on things that we might not commonly think about, like fur farms and trapping laws and regulations. Keep everybody up to date on current regulations that are going through. And then we, of course, discuss all of those important biological facts and fun stories about our wolves and other wildlife that calls the Colorado Wolf and Wildlife Center home. We're also home to a lot of domestic animals as well, like Shamba, our cat. We have horses, we have chickens, we have peacocks and guineas. So many different species call the Colorado Wolf and Wildlife Center home, and we encourage you all to come out and visit and spend your day with us and learn about the wolves and other wildlife that we share our world with.